Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of From the Ground Up Real Time Issues and Real Time Solutions for MWBEs and small businesses. Brought to you by Queen Strategy Partners, Nicole Valentine Esquire, Danielle Douglas, and myself, Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant. We are in the best of series. I can't believe we have been rocking with you throughout this global pandemic and all the cray that it brought, but we brought you the best of the best, all of the information and resources to help, as my co-host would say, pivot in making the right choices and decisions as you move forward with your business and adding value to our community. So we know we just had a wonderful weekend worth of celebration. Happy Father's Day to all those who were able to celebrate with their fathers in person or maybe up above from heaven, or even those who are like fathers, because this could be a difficult time for those who don't have that sort of relationship with their biological father. So I'm always sensitive to that, but know that every day is a day to celebrate anyone that pours into you, and especially the lives of our children. So I hope you had a chance to acknowledge and honor that. And then, of course, Juneteenth. We are a legal holiday. I think I need to just go on and for the record that Juneteenth is official. And my soror, the grandmother of Juneteenth, Opal Lee, stayed the course at 94 years old. She's still out there marching and talking about what kept her going and the resilience that she had to see this holiday signed into law. So it's not just a day off. So I hope everybody just wasn't sleeping yesterday. I know it's Tuesday, but I hope you took some time to remember our ancestors, what they had to go through, so that we could even be here on the From the Ground Up show, talking about being women in business, men in business, adding value. So I'm still wearing my Juneteenth shirt because I'm in Juneteenth celebration all month. But back to the show and my favorite part of the show, where I get to introduce the best, the baddest on the block, my sister, my friend, my co-host, the one and only Danielle Douglas. Over to you, Danielle.
And I always say, Miss Dr. Stacey and C. Grant, I love you, love you, love you. I just can't believe this is it. Oh my gosh, it's been such a journey. Can you believe that we started from the ground up 2 years ago? Where has the time gone? It's been amazing. I mean, this has been a phenomenal ride with our guests, but most importantly, with you all who has shown up week after week, show after show. When I say week after week, I should say really show after show, because we don't do it on a weekly basis, but you show up. And hopefully you feel like you've got the information you needed, the resources to level up and take your business to higher ground. And so we're really excited because we have some great folks with us this morning. They have been with us on numerous occasions and they've always said yes. When we called them, they answered the call, to bring their brilliance and share it with you. So we had to have these dynamic women with us one more time. And so with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to my partner, Miss Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant, to introduce our phenomenal guest.
Thank you so much, Danielle. I tell you, 2 years, where did 2 years go? Oh my, I mean, it doesn't even seem that way. 2020 was unbelievable. And then we were concerned that 2021 was 2020 with a wig on. And then we got into 2022 and we weren't sure if she was wearing extensions or heels. But we're here. We are here and we are grateful to be here. We have Dawn Kelly, founder of the Nourish Spot, with us, Dr. Becca Nelson with the Yoma Method, Vanessa Lindley with Lindley Consulting Group, and Dr. Teresa Martin with the Wealth Zone. Let me tell you, when you talk about the powerhouse that's on this show, the whole of all of the information superhighway might explode today as they start talking about their, not only who they are, but why they've been a part of the show, why they show up. And they'll tell you a little bit more about some of the things that they're working on. But we're just going to jump straight into it because we have four of these brilliant minds. We might even have two more special guests pop in between. But we have some questions that are helping us not to be emotional as we come down to the wire of this show. But all of you have been on the show numerous times, and we just want to know why you always say yes. So let's start with the one and only Dawn Kelly.
Well, I say yes. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on the show again. And especially with these wonderful women, people that I know and people that I will get to know, right? But I say yes because the platform is led by two women that I admire, two women that motivate me and inspire me every single day. I say yes because this is an opportunity just for sharing. And I know if you know me, one of my hashtags is sharing is caring. And so it's important that those of us that have been trained, those of us that are out here being consistent in our lanes, that we share information, that we teach others, because together we'll climb the ladder of success. So thank you very much for having me here today.
Absolutely. Look, I got to give you all round of applause as you speak. And then we're going to come on over to Dr. Becca Nelson. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
My why is, one, you two beautiful women have done so much, provided so much information that's helping others, including myself. And it was needed. And we're so appreciated of you guys and for the energy that comes through, this service. It's as if we're in the same space together. So that's my why. That's my why. Progression, collaboration is what I learned from you both, which helped me elevate in my business.
Awesome. Well, a round of applause. Let's get your applause going too. And the beautiful Vanessa Lindley.
I mean, I think it's going to be a theme here. To be on stage with the both of you. I mean, it's always a great energy source. As you know, being an entrepreneur, all of us, we can attest that sometimes it's lonely at the top, and to be able to come into a space through the pandemic, to be here with these phenomenal women, you two plus your guests, every time it energized me. The relationships, of course, that I built with you all and Dr. Stacy, can't say no to her ever. So that's one. And then I met Danielle, and I felt the same energy right away on our first call, like I knew her my whole life. And then the other people on the platform, Dr. Teresa, I've been on several times with you. You all brought together an opportunity for us to network virtually, and the spirit that you all have, I mean, it just pulls you in and builds you up. So I'm always honored to be invited as a guest, and of course to be able to share the work that I do, being very mission driven, is also a great opportunity. So anytime you ask, I'll say yes.
Aw. And Dr. Teresa Martin Esquire, over to you.
So you always let the attorney go last. Now, we talk. We can talk. We can talk. Okay, so let me bring it down to my soundbite, okay? So I'm going to, second, third, everything everyone said. Dr. Stacy, Danielle, you're phenomenal. I say yes because of the platform, okay? And let me just say the platform, what that means to me. I say yes because there is no other platform that has gone through from the inception of, COVID to the post-COVID, and we're still in it, and you're still jiving, and this is the best of series, but for minority and women business enterprises, come on now, giving us an opportunity to hear from experts about government agencies and private firms, how to pivot our businesses the right way. So I say yes, and will continue to say yes, because the platforms that you ladies provide, whatever platform you have coming next, I will always say yes. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of it.
All right, let's get your applause. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. And we love you all. And thank you for that. Danielle, over to you. I'm getting emotional. I got to get some.
I know. This is so bittersweet. Oh my gosh. I didn't know what to expect. And I'm just gonna flow with it. Not expect from you all, because we know you are phenomenal ladies, but what was gonna show up in regards to emotion. So I'm going to try to keep it together this morning. But with that said, my next question is, as a guest and or listener, because we know you've all had the flexibility to be both. You come on as guests, but you also showed up as listeners as well. And so what legacy do you think the show will have? And I know in your prior question, you kind of touched upon that, but because this is the closure from the ground up, we would love to hear what legacy you think the show will have. And so we'll start with Vanessa this time.
I think the greatest legacy, even if we summarize what we all said, is that we are always better together. I mean, being together, working together, we will always do better when we work together. Of course, in addition, you all had, I mean, the best topics for minority women business enterprise owners, the legal advice, financial advice. I mean, the legacy is broad. Anytime I just wanted to get a refresher, because some of us may be experts in our field, but we always can learn more and engage more. So I would pop on the show, like you said, from time to time, like, oh, they're having this speaker. I need to refresh on this. But most importantly, you all brought together this platform of experts that look like us, that experience things that we have, that may have some success in one area that we need help with. So again, summarizing it, we're always better together. And I think that's one of the greatest legacies that this show will have. And I'm always excited. Like I said, I hope that I can be invited to the next platform that you all have, because I'll be there.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Dawn?
Like Vanessa, I'm always popping in on the show while you guys are interviewing, really important and interesting individuals from across Queens and outside as well. And I would tell you the legacy, I think, is the name Queen's Strategy, right? As an entrepreneur, oftentimes we are so, scattered, right? Doing so many things. And strategy is the one piece that you always have to come back to get back on track in order to achieve your goals and your objectives. And so what I think is most important and what we will all remember is that two queens from Queens decided to share experts to help us strengthen our strategies so that our businesses will go forward and prosper. So thank you very much.
I think we need the horn on that one.
I like that one.
Thank you. And Dr. Teresa?
I think the greatest legacy that the platform will have for generations to come, looking back at the episodes, is the fact that Queen's Strategy platform stands in the gap, right? You stand in the gap. You give us a glimpse of the disparity. You show us what's possible. And then this platform is like the bridge, like you bridge it from disparity to reality. And that's what I think the greatest legacy is going to be, because a lot of people didn't really understand the disparity. You hear the news and things of that sort. This platform highlighted the disparity, brought on experts to help you cut down, the gap and things of that sort, and get you to where your business needs to go and grow. So I believe I would say that if I had to sum it up, it would be a gap filler. This legacy, our platform will be a gap filler from whence we were or didn't know to what we now know and what we can now do. So that's what I would say that this platform, the legacy is going to mean to everyone out there.
I got to drop a bomb on that. That right there, that's a sound bite. That right there. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. And Mecca.
Hey. The legacy in my eyes would be the information that was shared. It's times where I would sit down and I would do a meditative prayer and I'll say, man, this is what I need to get. This is what the information I needed. This is how, but where do I go? How do I? And all jokes aside, I turn around and what I see, you guys with the same exact information that I needed to help fix what needed to be fixed or learn about the connections that I've made during this time. In my eyes, it would be the connection for the legacy for me. It's that, and there's times where I wouldn't be able to comment or say anything because you'll be plugged in my ear. But when I was able to comment and speak, I would speak. That right there, that connection for me was it all for me. And I would say also the knowledge. You know how some people have they give you the people to speak and give all the information, but you're not able to connect with them so they can actually sit with you, talk with you, communicate with you one-on-one. That right there for me was epic. That right there is the legacy in my eyes. Yes.
Awesome. Oh my goodness, this is good. I'm loving it. So, oh my goodness, we gotta keep the questions going. Like Danielle said, we're trying to just measure ourselves so that we can manage our emotions. But you all have amazing businesses, and we want you to just share a little recap for maybe someone watching the show and they don't know a lot about what you do. But how did the show impact or make an impact on your business? I know you touched on that a little bit, but this is time to wrap in your answer. Just a refresher on what you do and what your company offers, and then how this show made an impact on you and your business. So we'll start this time with Dr. Teresa.
Sure. The impact is great. In my business. So as an attorney, I run a platform, Generational Wealth Zone, helping women entrepreneurs build generational wealth and break the chains of generational poverty in the areas of business, finance, and real estate. And one of the things that I can say impacted me the most by being a part as a listener and as a participant and a sharing participant on the platform is the connections that I've made and the business partners that I've made. Because one of the things that, we hear all the time, and you've heard it on this call today, is, you can't do anything alone. There's no such thing as self-made millionaires. It's always about team-made millionaires. And this platform has given me the opportunity to meet so many dynamic speakers, trainers, coaches that I have been impacted because I was able to partner, call them offline. What did you mean about X, Y, and Z? I need to add that into my business model because that was a missing piece, right? Because we can't have everything going on in our business. There's some parts that some other people can actually provide. And that's why I call this platform the gap filler, because there are some gaps that's always left and some holes left in our businesses. And by getting on these calls, by getting on this platform and networking in the rooms and having the conversations, I believe that it impacted my business greatly. And sometimes you don't see it right away, but then next year you'll see it in 3x and then 5x and then 10x. That's how it works. It starts with one little seed and then you water it. This was my seed, and you're also giving me the water to help me water. So this has been the greatest impact for my business. And I am so excited to tell everyone who is in the sound of my voice, if you haven't heard, now you heard.
And it's so funny you say that, Dr. Teresa, because I'm like, Dr. Teresa, when you answering your questions, you sound like you preaching, girl. You got this tone about like you giving the word.
Thank you, Danielle. I always tell people, you know what? I'm not pastoral staff, but I am anointed for business. So I just give it to you
like that. Yes, you are. Look, you in the marketplace ministry right with me. So a lot of us can speak to that for sure. And we're gonna keep it moving. Isn't this great? I love it. The Nourish Spot founder herself, Dawn Kelly. Let's come on over to you.
Well, I wanted to say first, Dr. Teresa, you inspired me just then. Okay. The Nourish Spot is a fresh and healthy brick and mortar restaurant located here in Jamaica, Queens. And we sell all kinds of customizable fruits and vegetables that you can make into smoothies and salads, all the stuff to keep you healthy. And we're really proud that we've been open now for 5 years, and we were able to stay open during COVID. So I'm just really, really happy. You know, I was thinking about Desmond Tutu when you asked the question. He has such wonderful quotes about working together. And so while Dr. Teresa was talking, I actually looked up one that I really wanted to share. And it says, you know, do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bit of good put together. So, and I think to put together with others that are like-minded, that care about community, that want to see others win, right? When you put that good together, it will overwhelm the world. And so I think together, what we are doing here is that we are trying to overwhelm the world with better, with good, with ways to change the future. And I'm really, really, really glad that I've had this opportunity to engage with you guys. And I'm going to continue to share information with others and work with others to make sure that we all win in our community, because it's no fun to be the only one.
Ooh, I tell you, y'all got sound bites and stuff. This is too much. Y'all just show it out. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that. And then we're going to go ahead and come on down to Mecca. We'll go to you next, Mecca.
Oh man, for me it's just let me narrow it down, because I could go for some days. I would say for me the impact has been well, for my business, excuse me, I'm speaking about my business. Sorry guys, I'm like in the zone right now. So I would say for me it's the Yoma Method, the founder of the Yoma Method. It's yoga, martial arts, and meditation fused into one. It's a trauma-informed work. It allows you to find your talents that may be hidden after the trauma, because there is trauma. When there is trauma, you lose yourself in the midst of it. So it's to help you bring back your talent, to find yourself, to reinvent yourself to the ultimate person that meets your heart's desire, that you was created to be. Understanding that the experience that you go through in life does not always create your future to be a negative future. It creates your future to be a powerful, productive space, as long as you know how to navigate it. That's what I do. And I provide a lot of services for all ages. I have after-school programs, comprehensive programs inside group homes, and I work with mental health teams with our youth to help them, reinvent their lives. So that's what I do.
Awesome sauce. I tell you, all this power in one room. I don't know if we can really manage it. And now we're about to talk to the one and only Vanessa Lindley to tell us a little bit about her business and what she does.
Well, I am, again, thank you.
And
thank you for being here. Yes, and the impact. So I own the Lindley Consulting Group, and I am an MWBE. So a lot of my work are with B2B. So I do a lot of national nonprofits, government, universities, and my work is around economic empowerment, economic justice. So I work with these organizations to really empower the people within the communities. And so I'm focusing on systems that have contributed to the racial and gender wealth gap. And that's my, background work. And then when I work with individuals, I work on you, your money, and your impact. And as you all been talking about the spirituality, I just finished seminary, Union Theological Seminary, woo, with my Master's in Divinity. Yes. And like Dr. Mecca, Dr. Mecca, we're all ministers here. That's what I felt on the show the first time. Like every last one of us are ministers. But my study was psychology and religion, and I wanted to include trauma-informed care into my work. So whether I'm working with an organization to work in their communities, helping them be more aware of the impact of trauma on people and their finances. So working on breaking down the systems, but also building up the people. And as I work with individuals, which I'm going to expand in this coming year, also working with individuals and seeing how their trauma may impact their financial habits and beliefs. And so this show, one of the major things that I took away from one of the shows I think I popped my head in on was the joint partnerships. I really was intentional, especially coming out of the pandemic, to be more intentional about who can I partner with to make a greater impact and that can fill in the gap where I'm short. And I was able to get, I started bidding on contracts last summer. And I think I've gotten every contract I bid on based on the strategic partners that I put on the bid. And one of the biggest ones that I'm just beginning that I'm so excited about is with NYCHA and the PACT program, and working in New York City Housing Authority, their communities throughout New York City, to work with the people who are living in there. So they're doing this whole like remodernization of the buildings, but you got to care for the people inside of them. And so my strategic partnership helped me leverage some of the resources that I needed to really win this opportunity. So that was one of the things I got from the show, and reinforced, like, you know it, but sometimes you need to hear it from a certain person in a certain way for it to click. And that is one of the nuggets that I stuck with one of the shows. Like, Vanessa, you have to really do this and be intentional about it if you want to grow. So I thank you all, my queens from Queens, for dropping those jewels on me, because it has made a huge impact in my business in this past 9 months. It has made a huge difference. So thank you.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Vanessa, because the beauty about what you just said, the beautiful thing about what you just said is that you applied the information that you got, and you applied it to have to take your business to another level. And that is really the mission of the show, right? To take the information and get to higher ground. So to be able to share that, it feels like, wow, I'm sure that was done for other businesses, but to hear someone articulate it, because we just put the information out there, and technically we don't know what is done with the information, how it's applied, who it impacts. But it's like, to bring it full circle and to hear that, it's almost like a testimonial to know that our mission has been accomplished. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Danielle, I'm gonna kick it over to you for the next round of questions.
Yeah, well, you know what, Vanessa, you kind of like, you were a great segue, because that really was, or is, our next question is really, what bit of information that you took from the show that you were able to apply to your business? Because for each of you, depending upon where you are in your business and what you need, something like what Vanessa said resonated with you and was like, oh yeah, that I needed to hear that. I needed that. So what was that? We would love to hear what was that for each of you. So we're going to start with Mecca, because I'm looking, you're right there.
For me, honestly, there was a few things. There was the contracts. It was information about the airports and hiring. I'll just give 3, but I could give you more, but I'm giving 3. In regards to when the airport team came on and they were speaking, and I connected with one of them, actually through email. We sat down, we spoke, and they was telling me how I could get opportunities inside the airport. So I really don't want to go too much in about it, because it's still in the mix and in the building and creating. But that right there was one, because that was something that has been sitting with me for so long, and I was being told that it was impossible, but now it is actually possible. It's just some things that I have to tackle in regards to a long process. You know how that stuff goes. You know what I'm talking about. So, and it was additional information in regards to the hiring part, and this was like a while back, and because of you guys, my business has expanded, and I kind of remodeled the Yoma. And the Yoma has transformed from a class from a workshop. Now it's a comprehensive with mental health teams on various levels, which is amazing. And it has just grown so much for me. And now I'm hiring other people to train them. And it also now it's a training, to train others and understanding the what is required for an individual to be trained, with Yoma Method, to know about Yoma Method, to teach Yoma Method as my business expand, because I need other people on board to do the work that I'm doing, because I'm one person. Although they say, Mecca, we love you, but we need more of you. I said, I can't clone myself, but I could
we wish you could, Mecca.
I wish I could too, because man, the impact is so powerful, even on my little itty bitties. After school program was up last week, and my little itty bitties was crying and didn't want me to leave. They made it seem like I wasn't coming back, but it was just for the summer. So it just allowed me to actually grow and build my business. And now I have like multiple after school programs. Now I have summer enrichment programs, so many of them that I literally like in the process of hiring people to do the work, but I have to train them. And I'm like, man, really got to give information. And now I'm just in the way of, making that happen. So that hiring aspect of it was very intense for me, because I was against it. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like,
tell the truth.
I'm talking among friends.
It's
Let's keep it real.
Yeah, because it's the trust. Like, I need to make sure, you're doing the right thing, that when you step in there, you're stepping in there Yoma style, right? You're stepping in there, I don't want you to be like Mecca, but be yourself, but make sure you stepping in there the right way. Right. So that was my main concern on that trust with that. So I said, I was on one of the calls and they said it's taking the time of who you bring in and how you bring them in the process, right? So all of that right there really helped me build what I need to build and see how I needed to build it out to bring other people on board, so that right there has really helped me grow my business and reach different levels. And I must honestly say, like, I graduated a few weeks ago with my doctorates, and I'm so like hyped. And now I'm like rerouting all my wording. I'm rebranding my business and everything. All this stuff is just like it's connecting everything that has everything that has evolved within the time frame of being on shows with you guys. It's just evolved so much to where I'm not looking for anyone. Everybody is looking for me. I'm getting emails, phone calls, texts. I have schools contacting me, emailing me 2:00 in the morning, the principals. And I'm like, oh, wow. I remember I used to try to find them and then I stopped. And I worked on my business on another aspect, and now they're coming to me, which is a blessing. So that right there for me is the growth and a piece of my business, just elevating it and meeting wonderful women, like you ladies up here, that's for me what it is.
Awesome.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. And Dr. Teresa?
Okay. It's everything everybody said. Now we can go. Okay. The information that really helped me I just got to give you a insight, because I deal with B2B and I'm dealing from the business credit development side, helping people understand that it's not your score, it's your report. Understanding that I don't really care about mortgages, but I care about your utilization and how we help you build your business so that you can get more business loans for coaching and things of that sort. What I learned on the calls was cybersecurity, right? Making sure you lock down your information, because what you don't want to do as you're growing your business is to make sure people, don't get access to all your passwords and be able to take all the things and then take your identity as a business, right? And then now, piggyback off of your business lines of credit and your personal credit and the such. That was the biggest thing for myself helping my clients. So that's what I meant by, strategic partnerships, what Vanessa was talking about. And then the other thing was the trademark aspect, right? Understanding the importance of the joint venture partners, strategic partners, and then with your trademark, locking down your trademark. So many people are out there, my clients were out there, naming webinars and naming their conferences, and they were trampling over other people's IP, not really understanding the importance of you have to do that trademark search, not just when you create your name, but when you also create your assets and things of that sort. Those were the two most powerful, stand out in my head, able to help me implement for my clients. Those were the two things that I got, and I encouraged them to get onto, the platform so that they can learn more about that. Because in the areas of real estate, helping you become the bank and not the investor, that's my superpower. Helping you build business credit strategically and helping you get those loans that's not going to tack on anything, and then help you with your personal credit and things of that sort and help you build. That's my superpower. However, outside of those superpowers, you need to get on the platform and get these experts to fill in your gap. So again, it's the gap filler. So that's what impacted my business. That's the information that I got to help me implement into my business, not just for myself, but for my clients.
Oh my gosh, you ladies are bringing it on this morning. Wow,
I just want to jump in.
I'm all in divine order. Vanessa, I'm sorry.
I was going to jump in today. Am I delayed? Today, I need to see. I met Dr. Teresa several times, and I'm calling her today because something you said today, so I'm calling you after this. So this is what this does for me. It's the timing. We hear a lot of stuff, and that's why we attend these sessions. That's why we participate in these sessions. The timing of when you hear the information, it matters. I believe God ordained the timing, and sometimes, you dropping the seeds. But today is the day, Dr. Teresa, I'm calling you. I need you. I need you.
I second that, Vanessa. Hold on, and I third that because she said something that interests me as well. So yeah.
Oh, I know the whole audience is saying amen.
Yes.
Oh, my
Well,
goodness.
like we said, Dr. and everybody, because y'all all got your superpowers, right? Everybody got their superpowers. So yes, Dr. Teresa, you keep bringing on your superpower. We love you for it.
Thank you.
Yes. And last but not least, Miss Dawn Kelly.
Well, I want to say a couple of things. So one, what I get from this is connections, right? Every single time that I've come on to From the Ground Up, either as a guest or as a listener or viewer, I've taken somebody's name down, I've taken their email down, and I've contacted them because, like Dr. Teresa said, I'm both B2B because I do catering, right? So I'm always looking for new customers, but I'm also B2C. So there's lots of different information that's shared on this platform that I can use to further the business. And I would say the other thing that I got from this group is lots of information about grants. And you ladies know I love to write a grant narrative, right? So, and that was very, very impactful for the Nourish Spot during COVID. In order for us to stay open, not only did we have to apply for the PPP loan, and I learned about that too, because you had people here training about that and talking about the resources that were available to small businesses like myself. But also you shared information about grants and other organizations that are looking for MWBE businesses like mine and others to help and to support. So I'm really happy for that. I appreciate that. And I wanted to say what the biggest impact for my business has been. Every Tuesday after this show is over, commerce increases. Okay, so thank you very much for showcasing the nourishment because people will then reach out to us and customize their fruits and vegetables into a healthy, nourishing treat.
Awesome.
Oh, I love it. Wow, what value. I mean, we could be on talking forever about this, but as we start winding down with one of our final questions, and then maybe we might slip in a little fun one to close us out. Thank you for sharing the stories. I think what's important about this best of series as we are coming to the close of this particular juncture of doing from the ground up, that others can see you all while all of you rather are smart, successful, business savvy women, you were also able to gain information, but use that information, share that information, and not just keep it to yourself. Say the best way to share love is to give love is to share it. So you shared the information, you shared the resources and the connections that you've made, and it just helps to pay it forward. And I think that's one of the greatest things that we could ever do is see an example of how to do that in real time, because none of us are going to get through this thing called life alone. You can try, but you would want to be very successful with partnering with the right people at the right time. So as we wind down, what's the one bit of advice that you would want to leave with our faithful audience? So this time, let's roll and start with Vanessa.
I'm going to stick with my same point that I opened with. We are better together. To continue to network, support each other, partner when it makes sense, whether it be like equal partnership, subbing each other out, using resources to refer people to each other. We are better together, and you cannot. Dr. Stacy coins this best. What's your phrase for your network? Your net worth is connected to your network. I cannot. There's so much truth to it, and don't be afraid to ask for help from your sister or brothers out in the business world. So we are always better together. Support each other. Ask for help. Offer help. And continue to build together, and you'll go further in life, much further.
Absolutely. Thank you, Vanessa. And we'll come over to you, Mecca.
I would say for me, I would say for you guys to never give up, stay focused. And sometimes when it feels as if you want to give up and that you can't go any further, take that little bit of chi, which is your energy, your power, and allow yourself to utilize that and incorporate some prayer mantras, some quotes or affirmations that get you going, and speak it to yourself. Look in the mirror and just remind yourself about your why, your reason, your purpose, right? And allow yourself to be grounded, be vigilant, self-disciplined, and balanced as much as you can. And if you feel that you need to take a pause, there is power in the pause. And if you feel that you need to take a modification around it, a different route around it, and it may take longer, it's okay. You're still moving with integrity, but you're moving with integrity that's going to allow you to get to the next level. You don't have to move like everybody else, because it's this thing where people feel like you have to move like them. You don't have to move like them, because you are who you are. You are unique. Just allow yourself to move that way. I had to learn that, and that allowed me to progress in life and understand that God will bring those people in your life that needs to be in your life to get you to the next level. And remind yourself of that, and never give up. Take that morning to pause to breathe. Take that evening to pause to breathe, to reflect.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. I love it. And Dawn, we're going to come over to you.
Well, one of the things that, what we do at the Nourish Spot is we provide jobs to community youth. So something that's really important to me is lift as you climb. And so I'm really, really focused on that to try to lift others as I continue to climb this ladder, this so-called success ladder. And the other thing is, I think it's important that we always remember, all of us, that we are enough, right? We are worthy. Just like Dr. Mecca just mentioned, a lot of us A lot of us think that, we have to do more, or be something else in order to achieve our dreams. I know for a fact now, my testimony right now is I know that that's not true. I know that you just need to evolve and be true to self and to persist no matter what and have faith. And so I believe that we can achieve everything that we set our minds to. So I say dream loud and proud and then just persist until you achieve.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. And Dr. Teresa, we're going to come on over to you.
You are uniquely and wonderfully made. There is not another you. No one can do what you do exactly like you do. Okay. God is the CEO, the master builder. You are the manager. He is watching how you're managing your resources. Resources means people. Resources mean team. Resources mean financials. So if I can leave anything with the audience, I would tell them to look at 1 Corinthians 3:10. According to God's grace given to me, like a skilled master builder, I laid the foundation and someone else is building upon it. Let each one take care of how he builds upon it. How are you going to build your foundation? From the ground up, gave you the foundation. From the ground up, that's how we have to build it. So I want you to continue to understand that the foundation is the most important. So don't go after the fake social media ads and the fake likes and things of that sort. God is watching how you're building your foundation, how you're caring for his resources, how you're taking care of his people. So I'm telling you, the audience, from the ground up is how you build it. This was the platform. So I'm leaving that with you. Build from the ground up.
I tell you, Dr. Teresa, you never disappoint.
At all. Oh my goodness. All the gems. What the kids say, all the gems and the nuggets dropped. I mean, you all really, really created that. And before Danielle starts to wind us out with some closing thoughts, I want to sneak in a little pop question. So here's a pop question. We've been talking about business, we've been talking about value adds, what the legacy of the show is, but I want to know, what's your personal pastime, something that we would not know in your glorious bios and elaborate websites and all the great things that you do. What's one fun fact, one fun thing about you that you would like to share with our audience, something you like to do? I'll start with an example. So I secretly binge watch Hallmark. So if you know me, you know I love my Hallmark movies. It brings me great joy to cry, even though I know what the ending will be, and it's fine. And my kids judge me, but I don't care. But those are the things one of the things that brings me joy. And I've even roped my husband into watching the Hallmark movies with me.
And I'm sure that's like torture for any man.
No, actually, he started getting into it, Danielle, and it starts analyzing the plot. I'm like, shut up. There's no analyzation here. Just enjoy it. I don't care if it looks crazy. Just enjoy. So, fun fact from all of you before we turn it over to my dynamic co-host. Let's start with Dr. Teresa. What's your fun fact?
TV One. I like the oldies. I'm like a Sanford and Son, Good Times. I'm just like the oldies. All this other stuff, I don't really, get into. But I love TV One. That's why I told my husband, I don't need TV as long as I can get my little Sanford and Son, Good Time, all the oldies. I love all the old shows about us. So I love it. I'm just giving support so I can tie into their residuals.
All right, you just the visual from Stephanie.
That's right, the royalties.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that fun fact. Dawn, what's yours?
I love to dance when nobody's watching. I love to dance. I love music and I love to dance. And June is Black Music Month, right? So
yes.
I like to turn on music in my house and just dance my stress away.
Oh, wow. I love that. Okay. All right. Dancing, oldies. All right, Mecca, over to you, the microphone checker. What is your fave?
Oh my goodness, I'm fighting between two, but oh man. So I love been watching like the shows on Lifetime. Okay. And I'll go to my daughter. I said, you saw that? You gonna watch Lifetime with me? She said, Mom, no, I don't. Them stories are just. I said, but these things be real. It's real stories that be happening. And then she just finished her first freshman year in college. So I'm like, this is fun. She said, I said, you saw what that girl? I said, you better be careful with your dorm room. You gotta be careful with these girls in these dorm rooms. She said, Mommy, you're going overboard. So I like to binge watch the Lifetime. And Dawn, I love to dance too. So we in the same boat, girl. We be breaking it down together and don't even know it.
Hilarious. Oh my goodness. And Vanessa, what is your fun fact?
I just love fashion. That's why I got to keep making money, because I love clothes, I love hair. I was on the Drew Barrymore show and she redid my bedroom. And when I walked on the stage, she like opened her eyes like, OMG, I was all dressed up in the colors. I said, Drew, this is where my creativity starts and stops. Like the home decor is not my thing, but the outfits, the shoes, the bags, the hair, the clothes, that is my creative outlet. It brings me joy, and I shop anywhere as long as I love the outfit. I have a low strategy, but that's why I got to keep working, because I got that outlet. It brings me joy, it gives me energy to keep working and keep going around. So
Vanessa will get you in trouble in the store in a minute. I'm a witness.
I coached somebody. They shared that I coached them into buying an expensive handbag. How did that happen? I was like, I don't think that's what we were talking about.
Let's not talk about the shoes. Let's not talk about shoes. We don't have time.
I mean, did they make you feel good? Did you look good?
Yeah. We had a whole situation with a pair of shoes I walked out with, and I was like, this not even the right color. But anyway.
Wait, Stacey, does that mean they were not blue or white?
Exactly. I thought it was royal blue and it was purple. But
that's right. When you got home, they were purple. In the store, they looked royal blue. They were fabulous. When we got back, they weren't quite the right color.
No. And we had
I know a little bit about my friend Stacey. Just a little bit.
You spot on, Danielle. I had an attitude. I was walking through the house. I was like, these are purple. Oh my goodness. The things that bring us joy and laughter is healing. And thank you for just allowing that opportunity for our audience to hear a little bit more about you outside of your professional acumen, that they can relate to the oldies, they can relate to dancing, Lifetime, Hallmark, and shopping. I mean, shopping just makes the world go round. So Danielle, share your fun fact as you get ready to wind us down, and any final thoughts or questions. This has been an incredible best of show. But I can't wait to hear what Danielle's going to share for us, her fun fact.
Well, actually, you guys are probably going to be, I think will be surprised, but one of my favorite TV shows that I absolutely love is Everybody Loves Raymond. I converted my cousin over to looking at Everybody Loves Raymond. And the reason why is because it is about human dynamics. You got the in-law relationships, you got the sibling rivalry, you have the marriage, everything that is going on in real life in regards to relationships is there, but with with something that we could laugh about, but there's always, like, to me, a message and a lesson to be learned. So most people be like, Everybody Loves Raymond. Yes, Everybody Loves Raymond. Check it out.
Aren't they based in Queens also?
Yes. They are based right down the street. But it's like, oh my gosh, it's for real, for real. Like, you look at those shows and you're like, oh my gosh, I can relate. I could definitely relate. So I love Everybody Loves Raymond. I knew that would be a shocker, but yes, that's one of my favorite shows. Everybody Loves Raymond. So
that's a new one. I wouldn't have guessed that one, Danielle.
I didn't think so.
Yes. All right. Well, over to you, my dynamic, incredible, bad to the bone co-host.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know where to begin, because I knew this was going to happen, and I am truly getting choked up, because this has been such a ride. It's been a beautiful journey that I've had the opportunity to take with my sister friend, Miss Dr. Stacey. She knows how much I love her. Oh, we have gone the distance with each other, and she shows up. I know you guys say that she shows up for me in so many ways, and she knows that, But I just wanted to say that because it's been a journey. This has just been a piece of our journey, but it's been a beautiful journey with her to, to take it with her. And I want to say that to you all as well, to you ladies who are on here who has blessed us with your knowledge, with your superpowers, with your expertise, and coming on as listeners and guests. I mean, we could not have done it without you all. It's you who have brought the zhuzh to the from the ground up, right? That people want to show up every 2 weeks, time and time again, because we brought on fabulosity, fabulous, dynamic women and men such as you. That's why we were able to continue this over the past 2 years. So I want to say thank you from my heart to your heart. And I mean that so, I just mean that so thank you.
Danielle, don't make me tear up. I'm still trying to hold on to these lashes for the rest of the day. Okay.
Yes. And then, I just have to say that to our listeners too, because we all have a decision how we want to show up in life, how we want to utilize our time. And time, Dr. Teresa talk about resources and money, but I always say time is the most important resource that we have because you can't get it back. And I hate when people waste my time. That is a pet peeve of mine because you can't get back time. And how you utilize your time says where you're going to end up in life. And so we appreciate that you showed up every 2 weeks. For those of you who try to show up every 2 weeks, try, because life gets busy, but you made a decision to be here. So thank you. And I just wish everyone, our fabulous ladies on the show this morning, as well as the listeners, we are here with you. We are always going to be there in spirit. We want nothing but abundance, prosperity, and for you to have everything that God has for you. Go for it. Seize it. It's yours. And now here it is. That's it.
And whoop, there it is. I need to play soup. Whoop, there it is.
Yes, there it is. And one more thing I do have to say, and this is a plug as well, is that I'm sure you all heard that I started a nonprofit organization in the midst of COVID, the Council for Black Business Enterprises. We are actually co-sponsoring an event this evening with Columbia University, LISC NYC, and Balcony DAO on cryptocurrency and NFTs and real estate. So it's a free event. It's going to be panel discussions. It's going to be cocktail hour, opportunity to network. And so I just wanted to share that information because, again, it's an opportunity for you to learn. A lot of us folks are maybe not really dabbing into cryptocurrency and NFTs. And we talk about financing as another creative way to get access to wealth building and things of that nature. And so, if you're open to hearing something that you may or may not, some folks already are in the mix with cryptocurrency and NFTs, but if not, and it's something you want to open your mind to, by all means, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and I could give you the registration link. And again, it's free and it will be held at Columbia University this evening from 5 to 8.
Awesome. So I put the website up as well so that everyone can go and get it because it's the new world that we're living in. People ignored Bitcoin and NFTs. And so you need to know about what's happening in order to be competitive with what's going on. So thank you for sharing that, Danielle. And thank you again to all of our special guests, Dawn Kelly, Dr. Teresa Martin, Esquire, Dr. Mecca Nelson, and Vanessa Lindley. We appreciate all of you being here. To everyone that's watching live and catching the replay, Thank you for being a part of our family and community. You know, there's always going to be something to share. So just stay connected, even connect in the chat with people that you've seen on the show every 2 weeks. It's been wonderful. And as Danielle said, we wish you nothing but abundant blessings as you grow with real-time solutions for real-time issues. Because, baby, you've risen from the ground up. So we're going to drop the mic on it and bid you farewell, Danielle. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I just thank you for being